The 8.3 Day 1 worksheet has you practicing drawing sketches from these unique navigation problems. I'll set up the odds for you on this worksheet. Please copy them down or try them on your own first and then see how you did. Your assignment will be to complete the evens. Everything needs to be submitted, however, for credit. All right, so we're just going to draw pictures and then label with as much information as we can just by all the information we've looked at so far. All right, problem 1. Ship A spots ship B on a bearing of 220 degrees. Well, when we talk about bearings and courses and things like that, I'm going to start with the first ship, simply picking a point and labeling it A. Now, if it's spotting ship B on a bearing of 220, that means I need a due north kind of start point. So there's my north. A bearing of 220 degrees means we're going to go clockwise. If I rotate a little over halfway around and draw my line, I'm going to see ship B down here somewhere. And I'm going to label my bearing 220 degrees. From here, things that we could think about. If we drew another north from B, let's see what we know. Well, in ship A, all the way around the circle is 220 degrees. So if I wanted to know some information about the inside, I would take 360 minus 220. And that would give me 140 degrees. That would be this angle on the inside, 140 degrees. Then think about what we talked about in our notes for the two norths being parallel to each other. I know that the angle from B back up to A would just simply be 180 minus that 140. So this would be 40 degrees. That in turn would make this angle over here 360 minus 40, which is 320 degrees. Just taking a look at all the things that we can label on our picture, just by some definitions either from geometry or some side lengths that we can calculate and angles we can find from what we've done in trigonometry. That's as much as I think we can get with that information. Now see if you can try problem 2. All right, let's try problem 3. Point L is 7 miles NE, which is northeast of point K. And point M is 7 miles from point L on a bearing of 120 degrees. Oh boy, what is going on here? All right, so point L is 7 miles northeast of point K. Let's underline northeast. That's going to be a compass bearing. And it doesn't give a number in between. That would indicate it's exactly halfway. So I'm going to conclude that that has to be a 45-degree angle. I'm going to then start with point K and connect it from north right in the middle up to L. And I know that this angle is 45 degrees. North is going toward and then going towards the east. We also know that that distance is 7 miles, so we can label that on the picture. Then it says point M is 7 miles from point L, but on a bearing of 120 degrees. So now from L, I'm going to draw a north. And now we have to rotate 120 degrees. That's going to be just beyond a right angle. So somewhere kind of maybe over in that direction to point M. That would be 120 degrees. And that side length is also 7. All right, well, let's see what we could do here. We could find out this angle over here on the left-hand side simply by taking 180 minus 45, and that would give us 135. That might be helpful for some reason. Sorry, this is so hard to see. I also recognize, you guys, from K to L and L to M, they're the same lengths. If we were to create a triangle, this would be an isosceles triangle. I also recognize that on the inside right here, that all three of those angles, the blue, the red, and the black, would add up to 360. Therefore, if I took 360 minus the bearing of 120 minus that 135 that I calculated, that angle on the inside would be 105 degrees. And if that's true, then that little angle K on the left and that little angle M on the right, they should be 180 minus 105 divided by 2. In an isosceles triangle, those two angles would be the same. Well, 180 minus 105 is 75. Divided by 2 would mean that those two angles on the inside are each 37.5 degrees. Who knew we could find that much information on this picture? Hopefully you can see that. That should be a 3 right there in the corner, 37. And you're welcome to draw these pictures bigger or on the side or on a separate sheet of paper if you need more space. Please do so. All right, that may have been pretty fast, so feel free to listen to that again and then try problem 4. Here we go with problem 5. A ship travels on a course of 135 degrees for 2 hours at a rate of 35 knots per hour, then changes to a course of 250 degrees for 3 more hours at the same speed. Okay, so we're going to pick a point where our ship initially starts. I'll just put that spot right there. I'm going to draw my north. Now, 135 degrees is going to be more than 90 and halfway between kind of 90 and 180. So I'll go with that amount. And then I'm going to pick a stopping point right about there or so. There we go. Now that should be 135 degrees. And there's my north. It says that it traveled at a rate of 35 knots per hour for 2 hours. That means this length from the first point to the second point is 35 times 2 or 70 nautical miles. Then what happens is we change on a course of 215 degrees. Anytime there's a change of course, we draw our north one more time. And 215 degrees is just slightly more than halfway. So I'll go about so. And then that's for 3 more hours. So this segment should kind of look longer than that last segment. Put that point down there. And that is 215 degrees. And the distance for that, 3 more hours at the same speed, 35 times 3 is 105. So not a degree symbol there. Sorry, I don't know why I put that. That would be 105 nautical miles. So that's what we know. All right, so things that we can add on to this. Well, if we have those two norths and the first bearing, or the first course was 135, then this angle right here would be 180 minus 135. That angle then in the corner would be 45 degrees. So we know we could label that. Looking then at the inside of the picture, that goes all the way around that second kind of blue north. To get that angle then in orange, we could do 360 minus 215 minus 45. If we subtract all of those, the angle on the inside would be 100 degrees. And something that could be useful for, maybe we need to figure out how far the ship is from its original destination. So we could, whoops, not with that segment though. I was way off. That ship's not getting home. All right, if we connect it back up to the beginning, oh man, sorry. I don't know why this is such a struggle right now. All right, we'll just start from the beginning and go there. There we go. So now we could use some information, or we have enough information to use maybe law of sines or law of cosines to solve that picture. All right, keep that in mind. You guys try problem 6. All right, let's have some fun with number 7. From an iron post, proceed 500 meters northeast to the brook, then 300 meters east along the brook to the old mill. Then 200 meters south 15 degrees east to a post on, you guessed it, Trigg Trail. And then finally along Trigg Trail back to the iron post. Okay, yeah, you know I make these up, right? All right, let's start from the beginning. From an iron post, proceed 500 meters northeast to the brook. If we think 500 meters northeast, northeast is going to be right in the middle of north to east. That means it's going to be 45 degrees. I'll pick a starting point and have my due north, and we'll rotate 45 degrees towards the east direction, so right about halfway. And we'll have a segment like so. Now this angle should be 45 degrees since it's halfway. Oh, that's hard to read. My pen is not agreeing with me today. All right, 45. There we go. And that distance is going to be 500 meters. So hopefully you guys can write that in there a little bit easier. Once we get to the brook, it says proceed 300 meters east along the brook to the old mill. If we're changing direction, I'm going to have another north. And it says just east. That means I'm going to go just directly to the right, 300 meters, until I get to the old mill. If I'm going exactly east, I can mark that with a right angle. And the distance is 300 meters. Oops, there we go. Once we get to the old mill, proceed 200 meters south, 15 degrees east. So this is going to look a little different. Let's see what we can do here. South, 15 degrees east. I'm going to draw, instead of north, obviously, I'm going to draw a little south. And I know that that's exactly south, but I'm only going to go 15 degrees, so just a tiny amount along Trigg Trail, and that's 200 meters, so even smaller than that last segment. That distance is 200 meters, and the degree is 15 degrees. There's just no way I'm going to get 15 degrees to fit in there, so I'm just going to arrow it in there, like so. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Oh, we're at Trigg Trail. Yes! And then it says, finally, along Trigg Trail, back to the iron post. So if we're going to go back to the iron post, we're just going to connect this. Notice we didn't make a triangle, we made a quadrilateral. Is there anything else about this picture that we could label? Let's see. Starting up at the beginning, we did a 45-degree angle. It was northeast. Up at the top, we created that right angle because we went due east along the brook. To get this angle here on the outside, I know that with my two norths, they add up to 180. If I do 180 minus 45, we could label that angle 135. So that's helpful. Then if we want to get inside the picture, we could do 360 minus 135 minus, whoops, that's a big minus. Let's see, minus 90 because of that right angle, and that would give us 45. Nope, no, not 45. That would give us 135. Sorry. So there's another 135-degree angle. That could be helpful for us. Let's see, what else could we do? Ooh, we could recognize that if south made that 15 degrees to the right, it'll make a right angle with the east symbol on the left, so that would be helpful. Other than that, I think that's all we got. We don't know anything about this angle down here because it's not a right angle, so we can't assume any magical number there. I think that's all we get, and that's probably enough. All right, now number 8 isn't quite the same as number 7, but see if you can use the ideas of the north and west and south and east and so on to try to create that picture. Let's end with a couple of problems that aren't quite as intense as the ones up above. 9 and 10. A parallelogram has sides of length 70 and 110 centimeters with an included angle of 70 degrees. If we want to draw what this looks like, we don't need a ship. We're not going on Trigg Trail. We're just drawing a parallelogram. Thinking about the shape of a parallelogram, that's kind of like a rectangle that's tipped over on its side a little bit. It's not quite straight up and down. If I sketch a parallelogram, I know that the sides aren't all the same, but the opposite side lengths have to be parallel to each other. If the lengths are 70 and 110, I would label 70 as the shorter length that I've drawn and 110 as the other. Now it says the included angle is 70 degrees. Notice 70 degrees is an acute measure. So as I draw this in, I'm going to draw it where the smaller of my angles is located. And that's what we get with the given information. But here's what else we would know from a parallelogram. If the side on the left is 70, so is the side length on the right. Parallelograms have opposite sides that are parallel and equal to each other. And the 110 on the bottom would mean the 110 on the top is the same. Also, opposite angles are equal. If it's 70 on the bottom left, it's going to be 70 on the top right. But here's what else we need to recognize. If it's 70 in one corner, then it's going to be supplementary in the other corner. So 180 minus 70 is 110. So it's kind of weird how that worked out. It doesn't always happen where the side lengths and the angles match up, so be careful on that. Make sure you're applying that definition of supplementary angles and then labeling your opposite sides accordingly. All right, try number 10, and once you're done with this worksheet, submit for credit.